I'm waiting for the family of Denzel Omondi to come out and tell us that they've been compensated for the loss of their son. All the 60-something people that we lost in the first wave of the protest, we are waiting to see any family member coming out and telling us that the government has reached out. It's not even about compensation in terms of money. In compensation in terms of even saying sorry that we lost this life. Because these are people who lived within us in the community. These are their loved ones to families and to relatives and to friends. So you've not even shown remorse for what happened. In fact, in response, we saw the successive waves of protest which came like the Sabasaba. In fact, as a reward, the only thing that the government did was to add more police officers and have more lives being taken. Because we've seen lives being taken at the Sabasaba rally, and this came at the aftermath of the first protest that we had. So we want the government to show remorse. We want the government to value lives. Let us not treat Kenyan lives like they're cheap lives, that we can just take and nothing happens. People need to be held to account. The police officer that shot Rex Masai, the case is ongoing, but it has to be it has to be fastened. Why should you keep on justice postponed is justice denied? We want to see results of that case, and we want to see that kind of officer being convicted for taking lives. So we should not train our police officer to take lives. We should train our police officers to protect lives, because that is the fundamental role of the police officers in this country. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think if maybe Baba was alive today, would the 10-point agenda would have been fulfilled?
Actually, Raila Odinga, when you see his politics, even before he passed on, the conversation he had before he passed on, there's a famous question he asked: who has told you? Who has told you that ODM is not going to have a flag bearer, a presidential candidate in 2027? So Raila had two sides within one movement.
Yes.
We had the Edwin Sifuna faction, and then we had these so-called experts.
He accommodated all of them.
He accommodated all of them. So it was unsure. And right now, we have claims from Siaya Senator Genz Orengo. Actually, in the rally in Kakamega, Genz Orengo is on record saying that they killed Raila Amolo Odinga. So I don't know how true it is, and Genz Orengo maybe...
Senator or governor?
Senators. It's governor Genz Orengo.
Senator is the Oburu.
Yeah, he's the former senator. So they need to tell us what happened, because Raila Odinga's script, we've always known it. He got to Kanu and he got out, Jogo Tinga ikameza Jogo, we understand that. He came to the Uhuru government, the Kibaki government, and we saw what came out. He went to the Uhuru government, we saw the results.
Well,
what if someone was trying to stop him from pulling the same script?
Well,
that one we don't know.
Yeah, that one we don't know. We can't talk. Yeah.
The governor, Genz Orengo, maybe to come out clear about that. So borrowing his script is to say that Raila Amolo Odinga, if he was alive today, the politics of this country will be different. In fact, Caleb Amis is on record saying that Raila Odinga had given an ultimatum and a deadline for the existence of the broad-based government. And
based on the 10 points agenda.
Based on the 10 points agenda, and also the mood and the politics of the country. Because Raila knew very well that the Kenyans were not for the broad-based government. The Kenyans had taken a very hard stand of saying that take this government home. That was what Raila Odinga, the mood of the country by then. So if Raila was alive today, in my context, is that the politics of this country will be so different. And what we are seeing in the Linda Mwananchi faction of this country is actually where the spirit of Raila Odinga has descended. Because when you look at the energy that we are seeing in the rallies of Linda Mwananchi, that is the same energy that we used to see in Raila Amolo Odinga's rallies. That is the same energy. The message that is being conveyed by this team is the same message that Raila Amolo Odinga was conveying. Raila never said that we want power. Raila knew very well that the power belongs to the people. And the supreme power, actually Article 1 says that of the Constitution, sovereignty of the people. So that tells you that power belongs to the people. And that is who Raila Amolo Odinga was. So if Raila was alive today, and now that we are 1 year to elections, right? Raila Amolo Odinga will be taking the side of the Kina Edwin Sifunas. And actually, where there is tear gas, that is where the spirit of Raila Amolo Odinga is. Because Raila has fought wars in this country, and we know the toughest steel is passed through the hottest fire. And I will tell you that Raila Amolo Odinga was a tough steel, and we can feel the impact up to date. His spirit is still with us. And if Raila Amolo Odinga was alive today, his spirit is currently with what we call the Linda Mwananchi faction of ODM party.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I have a question. I've heard analysts saying that, say that, not even analysts, leaders.
Yeah.
I've heard them say that if the crowds would have been votes, Baba angekuwa shakuwa president of this country. If going to the streets would have translated to votes, Baba angekuwa ameshatawala hii nchi kama rais. So I don't know what is your say on that.
My say on that is a bit deeper because I've been a Raila Odinga supporter, and I've been a member of the ODM party for all my life. So one thing I know about Raila Odinga is the only election Raila lost was that one was it in 1997? That was the only election that Raila Amolo Odinga lost.
So according to hizi zingine zote Baba alishinda.
Raila has always been winning, and actually the spirits have been haunting those who were involved. The spirits have been haunting those who were involved in this, and they've come out to confess and say that in 2007 Raila Amolo Odinga won elections. It was stolen from him. We've seen them speak. We've seen even SK Macharia. When he was eulogizing Raila Amolo Odinga, we saw the message that SK Macharia relayed. So this tells you that Raila Amolo Odinga has been the people's president for a reason. Because if Raila never won elections or in all these successful elections, the government will not be reaching him out for handshakes. Because if we've defeated you, where will we come out to you?
No,
so
it's
there's one thing that I want you to know.
The reason they would come is because usually the margin is not usually that big according to the votes. So equally, you realize that he has crowds.
I want to answer this question again a bit in a deeper way. When you look at Oburu Odinga, when he was eulogizing the sister who passed on burial, he said that we, the Jaramogi family, we've been accused of being communists. We are not communists. We are capitalists. We use capital. We are in business, right? And again, when we look at the founding policies in this country, I don't know how to call them, the ideologies of this country, Kenya is a capitalist state. And we all know that Africans, we are socialist in nature, and we are communist in nature. We live as a community. And when you come out with that history and look at where Raila Amolo Odinga received his education, look at where the Oburu Odinga received his education, look at the father. The father was a communist in nature. So we all know that the forces in this country will not allow a communist to come to power. And you know, it's not just Raila Amolo Odinga alone. It has been done to other leaders again. When you look in Africa, honestly, the most famous person and the most loved person is never allowed to ascend to power. So we've had issues of elections being manipulated and the outcome of the elections being compromised. So Raila Amolo Odinga won all the elections as far as I'm concerned. Raila Amolo Odinga won all the elections, just that he was never announced as the winner. There's a difference between announcing the winner of an election, being the winner of an election, and being announced as the winner of the election. So Raila Amolo Odinga was the winner of all these elections, but Raila Amolo Odinga was never announced as the president, as the winner of those elections.